Hello, this is Dr. Martina, your online sex therapist and sex educator. Female sexual desire. I'm a woman. I love being a woman. I think we're extremely complex and beautifully layered. And when it comes to female sexual desire, we can be on a roller coaster of really, really high desire and then none at all and then back up. And I had one of those experiences last week, and I would like to share what I learned. This is what happened. I have finally been lucky enough to have sex with somebody else other than my hand or my vibrator. And this was the first time since March of 2020. Since then, I don't know, almost 2 years, my sexual desire has taken me on an extreme volatile. It's a roller coaster. It's just been a roller coaster. I mean, at the pandemic, I was just shutting down. My body was shutting down. My desire was shutting down. I wasn't thinking about sex, but still teaching about sex. So it was really interesting to see where my libido is. I've talked about that. It was hard sometimes to masturbate. But I did. Got myself a release. Some orgasms happened, some didn't, some were good, some were not good at all. One was great in almost 2 years. So my sexual desire we can use our sexual desire to push us through life and just kind of nibble on sex a little bit. And then all of a sudden it just got to the point where I wanted more than just nibble, I wanted to eat. So I arranged that I would fly back to the Bay Area where I spent the last 40 years and have a rendezvous with two of my lovers. I've had these lovers for decades. And so it would be simple, we would know each other and we could trust each other, and it was really interesting. It was in the plans for about 5 months, and then it got real for about the last month. And then when it got real, I'm like, oh, this is actually happening. You know, when the airline ticket gets bought, this is actually happening. My desire went up, and I was going like, oh my God, I made a little video about that too. I said I'm gonna be all nervous, I'm gonna cry and all that stuff. So it just kept playing with me on a very childlike level where I was just so worried, and I got performance anxiety and all those wonderful things. But I knew it was gonna happen, and so then the trip got canceled, and I realized my desire then immediately just fell down. I said, okay, what can I do? That means I'm not going there. That means I'm not having sex. I'm not going to have sex. And it was amazing how it was easy to accept that, because there were all these other things going on in my life. Some emotional stuff with the loss of my pet of 18 years, and sex just went right down into the basement, and the desire went into the basement, and I felt exhausted. And then the trip was back on, and then I was back on, and I was thinking about it again, and I pushed myself back up there, and I'm like, well, I guess it's gonna happen again. So up and down. Men don't have that. You know, we wouldn't procreate if men had that too. But we are definitely up and down with us because other things get in front of it. Sex loses its importance. It's too much work for the reward. And I had some of that too, up to like the night before, but then I finally convinced myself, just don't be stupid and just work through it and just get your body over there. And I did, and I am so grateful that I did, because it reminded me that sex is the one activity that gives us the absolutely most complete bodily satisfaction. It can, and when it does, it is a gift. Nothing feels like that. And for a woman, and this is the beauty about our multi-layers in our sexuality, is for the woman, you know, we get to beam with it afterwards. We get to smile and smile through walls. It's amazing how good bodily sexual satisfaction can make you feel. also in our emotions. Life still happens. Life still is hard for a lot of people, a lot of us. But our sexuality is there to give us a chance to let go of some of that, and for that short period of time, to, when it happens, to just really dive into no worries and no thinking and just feeling. So I'm glad that I pushed myself through, and I hope this inspires you to do it, because like I said, female sexual desire is complex but amazingly rewarding. You have a happy holiday season.